So, good evening, everyone. For the Brazilians, good afternoon. Three of us in Europe. I think Priscilla is also in Brazil, so four of you there. Good afternoon. Yes, today for this session, I'm very excited. Is the first Brazilian who is being here as a special speaker. Actually, we met a couple of years ago. It's just a coincidence. We both having a vacation with our family in Germany. And then all of a sudden, I heard people speaking Portuguese in the breakfast room. I was just like, huh? Am I hearing you right? Is that Portuguese? So then we approached them, and we have two girls, and they also have two girls, same age. So from there on, we started having this beautiful friendship. And I had to ask Alex to join us for this project. So here he
My
is. He's going
pleasure.
to give you guys a little introduction and tell everything you guys want to know, that's for sure. But he starts, and then you guys can start with the questions. I think there's lots to be told today, and it's very exciting news. Okay, Alex, welcome, and go ahead. Tell us about
Okay.
your experience.
Yeah, thank you, Simone. I would like to thank you. Thank you as well, English Brazil, to have this opportunity to share my experience. Yeah, I think it's very nice. I usually talk with many friends in Brazil that also maybe wants to live abroad or have some kind of experience or just learning English. So it's a very nice thing to share. So yeah, so a little bit of background. My name is Alex, as I also mentioned. I came from Campinas, in São Paulo. So actually Paulínia, it's a small city just besides Campinas. So I used to live there. I have been there. I think I was 17 years old to the university, and then I stayed there for since for 20 years. Um, and then we and my wife, we talked a lot about going abroad, so living outside Brazil for all the many problems you guys know about it.
Ah, it's a perfect place. Come on, man.
Well, it's a very good. Sometimes I tell friends here, they ask me, okay, I want to spend some vacations in Brazil, and I tell them it's a very good place to spend like 2, 3, 4 weeks on vacations. Very beautiful place, very nice. But for a living, yeah, that's a little bit more complicated. But anyway, so then I have Italian citizenship, so it's quite easy to live in Europe. So I start looking for jobs here, mainly in Germany and in the Netherlands, because I am a software engineer. So for me, these two countries are very easy to find jobs. And then after looking a little bit about cultures, then my wife and I, we decide to go to the Netherlands, mainly because we don't have Germans here, right? So I can say it. So usually people from Netherlands, they are more friendly, and they speak a very good English. So you don't need to know Dutch to live here, at least to come here. So it's a very easy to do everything with English. So then we decide to come here, and then I'm living here for 5 years, working in the same company so far. Yep. So this is a little bit. I have two daughters. They are currently 9 and 11. So they speak Portuguese and Dutch fluently, and at least my oldest one speak very good English. Yeah, and talking about the language, which is I think the focus of this meeting. Yeah, it's interesting because I always ask people here how did they learn English, and most of them learned with games and cartoons. That's very interesting. And my oldest daughter, they are also learning English with the cartoons and games, and they speak quite good English, which is very interesting. We have been in the US last year, and they could handle herself very well. Yeah, so when I came to Netherlands, I didn't speak too good. Well, I still don't speak a very good English, but that's very important. I mean, the point is, most people are very ashamed to speak English, to not make mistakes. And you don't need to be ashamed of that. So I make a lot of mistakes when I speak English. That's expected. And I work with many people. So in my company, we have 36 different nationalities, all of them with their native languages speaking English. So of course they have accent, they make mistakes, so they make mistakes. So that's very common. Especially like now, I came from a very tiring day. In the beginning, when I was here, speaking English was very tiring for me. So in the first weeks, so keeping a full day. So when I left Brazil, I used to work for an American company. So like attending a meeting was okay for me, 1, 2 hours, 3 hours speaking English. But when you get immersed in that language, so speaking English for from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., I used to get very tired on the end of the day, and that lasts for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Today, I no longer get tired of speaking English. That's okay for me. But yeah, and I try to keep improving my English. So this is something good on the side that Dutch people, they speak very good English. So they on the grammar side, so they are very good on it. So the pronunciations of Dutch people are usually very good. So I use this to learn as well. I work as well with 2 native English speakers. So yeah, I frequently often ask them questions. So when I don't know something, so you need to be very open to ask questions. So no one will expect you to speak a perfect English or to know everything. So since my first day in the company, I was very clear. So yeah, I'm also learning English, and it's a long process. It takes a very long time. Today I speak way better than I used to speak 5 years ago, but there are plenty of room to improve. Yeah, so that's basically my history with English.
Well, Alex, was a great introduction. I think everybody is dying to ask questions. Can I start with the first question
Yeah,
about the
definitely.
job? So you say you're software engineer, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
when you decided to start applying for jobs, did you
Yep.
have choices like, okay, you applied for 3, 4 companies and you got 2 jobs, and then you had to decide like, okay, I got a job offer in Germany and I got a job offer in the Netherlands, and then you end up choosing the Netherlands, or not? It was not that way.
No, it was not that way. We that work with software, we are, yeah, IT in general, we have plenty of job offers. Currently, it's a little bit less, but back in time, 5 years ago, we had plenty of job offers, so we basically can choose. And then I find, so I work in a 3D printer company, so we make 3D printers. And this is something I used to do in Brazil as well. So I basically developed the software that runs inside the machine, that controls the machine. And then I have found this company, so I knew it. So it's a quite famous company in the area. I mean, this 3D printer thing. So, and then I directly applied to it. So they had an open position, and then I only applied to this company and I was accepted. So I didn't apply to more than one job. So that was, I basically pinpoint, I want this one. And I was lucky they had open position and I was accepted. So yeah, that's basically
Cool.
it.
Wow.
So
Okay.
let, may I read the chat and reply? So Bruce is asking, is it a
Oh
3D
yes, sure,
printer
yeah.
a type of robot? Yes, it's basically a robot. So we call a Cartesian robot, so a robot that can move in 3 axes. So yes, it's basically a type of robot. Yeah. So and Marcela, Alexa, what are the main points of the company's culture that you work at, which favor the welcoming professionals from various locations? So yeah, that's at least here in Netherlands, they are very open to other cultures, so which is quite nice. So it's very, very common to have international companies. So even, for example, which is a problem now, even in the university, most of the graduation courses, they are in English. The government are trying to close this kind of graduation courses because yeah, it's quite complicated, the politics here as well on this moment. But yeah, so my point is the Dutch culture is very open to internationals. So it's very easy to find companies here that have plenty of internationals, which is quite common in Europe for big companies because you hire people from the entire Europe. So you can, if you have an European citizenship, you can work in any of the countries. So yeah, and here we have this open culture, so it's quite easy to find international companies that hire people that only speaks English. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Alex.
No problem.
Okay, so let's see. Priscilla, do you have a question maybe?
You are muted.
Maybe soon, not for
Okay,
now.
no
Thank you.
worries. Carlos, are you ready?
Oh, yes. Hello, Alex. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I know that the Netherlands is a fantastic country. We had other people from there in these meetings from Simone organization. And let me know, I have three sons. They are adults, okay? They work in Brazil,
Yeah.
and they are engineers, okay? What Brazil needs to do, or the government, the society, for keep the young guys here, okay, working, because when you go to Netherlands, okay, you are making money for yourself, but the Brazil is losing, okay, a nice brain, your
Yes.
brain.
That's very true.
Okay. And what are your suggestions for the country, for the society, for the schools, universities, companies, to keep the young guys here, working here?
Yeah. Just let me just make a point here. I didn't came to Netherlands because of money. By the way, I used to earn more money in Brazil than here. So if I say my wife, she's doctor, and now she's almost how do you say revalidation? Applying for revalidate the diploma.
Reciprocity, maybe?
What? Sorry?
Reciprocity with the countries?
Yeah, no, because she needs to check first. She needs to learn. She had to learn Dutch. Now she has a C1 level of Dutch, and she needs to check if all the
Criteria.
yeah, the history of the university, if it matches here. Anyway, so she's in the process of work as a doctor here.
Validating her diploma.
Yeah, to validate her diploma, basically that. So, and then yeah, we used to make more money in Brazil. So we didn't leave Brazil because of money. That's one important point. Of course, here now we have a good salaries, blah blah blah. Maybe we can, in the money point, yeah, we are good. But sometimes friends of mine ask me, "Oh, I want to earn a lot of money. I want to go to Europe." Don't come here. So it's the taxes here. I pay roughly 40% of my salary in taxes. So you pay a lot of tax. Here you have good life. So it's a completely different things from Brazil, from the US. So if I usually tell them, if you want to go to make money, go to US. There you are going to make a lot of money. So it's a completely different thing. Here we came for life quality. So I think this is the main point. And answering your question, Carlos, I think in Brazil, well, besides all those problems that we know, like I said, I left the country because of many concerns that we had here. So raising two daughters in Netherlands, it's a way easier than in Brazil. So that's the first point. So that was our main reason to come to Netherlands. But if you think on the job itself, usually in engineering, like I am a software engineer, in Brazil we only make customization. So we don't do new developments. So the job opportunities in Brazil are far from what we have here. So I think if the government wants to keep this mind there, they want to put some incentives on the companies to start new developments in Brazil. So I think that's the main point. So Brazil, I have many friends that live there and they have companies. And Brazil is a very harsh environment for companies. It's a very nasty environment for having a company. So you need to be very brave, very brave to run a business in Brazil. So I think that's the main point. Here, for example, we have plenty of startup. I was looking for a job position today in a startup that develops a semiconductor for GPS communication. Yeah, it's a very nice position. I'm thinking on apply to it. And it's a small company, a spin-off from a university, from Delft University, with 30 employees. And they are developing semiconductors for satellite communication. So this is something unthinkable in Brazil, because first the government will kill them before they are born. So that's the point. So we don't even see this kind of job position in Brazil. And here we have plenty of them. So the opportunities here are way more. We have way more opportunities than we have in Brazil. I think that's the main point. So if you like what you do, like I like to be an engineer, I like to work as an engineer, I'm way more happy here because here I can do what I like. I think that's the main point.
We can hear that.
Okay. Thank you.
All the
Thank you, Alex.
enthusiasm. Okay, more questions, guy. I have plenty. Bruce as well. But we need to hear the rest of you. Rosario.
This is the time. This is the time for you Brazilians to ask questions with a person living outside of Brazil. That's the whole objective of English Brazil's international meetings like this. So talk. You need to speak. Okay.
Like Pedro has a very nice comment, very valid as well. He mentioned that his sister lives in Dublin and she shares the same kind of experience. And I believe Alex will agree as well, because you have family also somewhere else in
Yeah, I
England?
have. My cousin is living in Northern Ireland. So yeah, just above Dublin. And yeah, it's a very nice place to live. It's more calm, so it's a more like a countryside place there, but which is very nice. And something that I really like here in Netherlands is that well, when I mentioned the point of life quality. So for example, you don't need to have a car here. So we have a very good public transport. So
That
we
depends
go
on where
by
you
train
work.
everywhere. So for example, 2 weeks ago we have been in the beach here and we went by train. We have car, but going by train is way more convenient because basically we take the car, or if the weather is good, we go by bike to the station, take the train, and then to the city, take a bus, beach. So you don't have to drive for 1 hour and something. You don't have to look for parking and blah blah blah. And so if you live in a city with very good public transport, that's something very good. And we go by bike. For example, my daughter tomorrow. Sorry, I speak too much, so interrupt me if you want. But for example, tomorrow my daughter has an exam in the school about driving bikes. So today we went out for driving her bike in the path that she will go on. It's like a driver exam, but for bike. So they will drive or ride 5 kilometers with bike and reaching many points, and there will be judges in the middle checking what they do, if they do signing. So, and she's 10, almost 11 years old. So it's a completely different mindset, and this is very nice. This is what I mean about life quality.
So I have a question, if it's possible.
Yeah, who I didn't see.
Okay, go ahead, Jenna, and then Priscilla. Jenna, go ahead.
So I have a question.
Yep.
I'm from Belgium, but I work also in the Netherlands. And I've noticed that if you go for a job interview, there's a lot of difference between Belgium and the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, a job interview is more like you go to a family member and they talk about family stuff, what you do, like your hobbies and those things. And in Belgium, it's just really like more a business meeting where you have to present your degrees, your diplomas, and everything, and prove your worth to join the company. How is that different with, for like example, if you go to a job interview in Brazil versus to the Netherlands where you work?
Yeah, you are right. In Brazil is more close to Belgium, and here in Netherlands they are more interested in your history, so in who you are. So how you handle your family, how you handle your life. So they are very concerned about your life, not only about your knowledge, but about you. So one point. So here, for example, when you get sick, you don't need to prove that you are sick. I just call my company, and that works for every kind of job. You call the company, okay, I'm sick, I will stay at home for 3 days. You don't need to go to a doctor to take a proof that you are sick. So I'm mentioning this because in Brazil you are obligated to do this. So they trust you. And in job interviews, they are more interested about you. It's a very curious and interesting question, because now you reminded me about my job interview, and I spent more than half an hour explaining to the manager why I moved to Netherlands. So he was more interested in why I moved to Netherlands than about my knowledge. So it's very interesting. But people here, they are very curious. They travel a lot, so they want to know the world. They want to know everyone. And as soon as they approach me, they start asking why you are here. Do you like here? Why did you leave? Why did you leave Brazil, which is a very good sun the whole year? So why did you came to Netherlands? Yeah, it's basically the counterculture. But you are right. That's it.
Hey,
My
Priscilla.
question, okay, thank you. My question is there anything you miss about Brazil? I mean, do you ever get homesick? Are you so satisfied there that you don't miss anything at all about the people or the culture
No,
or even
yeah,
the food or anything?
of course, I miss a lot. So my entire family is in Brazil. So my mother, my grandparents, uncle, yeah, everyone is in Brazil. So of course, my sister, I miss all of them. And it has been 2 years that I don't go to Brazil. The tickets are very ridiculously expensive. I have no why. So last time I have been in Brazil, I paid like 700 euros per person. Today is double that. So it's 100,
Wow.
1200, 1300, something like that. So it's
Is it based on
unpayable,
the season? Is it based on
unaffordable.
the year?
Sorry?
Is the price based on the season?
No, it's not based on the season. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It is.
it's not. It is based on the season. But the point is, we cannot go in other season, because here in Netherlands, you are not allowed to take your kids from the school to travel. So you might go
Oh,
to jail if you do this. So you are
wow.
not allowed at
Sounds
all.
like the Nazis or
This
something.
is almost a felony if you do this. So
Yeah,
you
but it's
are,
a good reason.
yeah,
Alex, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
no problem. I think we have some problems.
Much as in the
Steven's
Netherlands,
connection.
but something interesting to tell you guys. In Belgium, we money for instance, in the Netherlands, they get like every 3 months. For one child, they get, I don't know, 200 euros. I'm just give you an example. I'm not sure. And Alex, you don't have to display that either. So anyhow, a child gets monthly in Belgium, let's say 150 euros. And in the Netherlands, in 3 months, they get 300 euros. And
Yeah,
if you commit, I'm just giving an example. So if you commit felonies like this, keeping your child from school for traveling or because they don't feel like, or even to a concert, whatever.
Am I the only one having problems with someone's
Styles.
connection?
Yeah.
No, just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so yeah, she is right. So basically, we receive here. So okay, that needs a little bit of more explanation. Kids are very protected in the Netherlands, in the whole Europe in general, but here they are very protected. So, for example, we pay for health insurance. So basically, I pay like an adult pays like 150 euros per person as a
Per
healthcare.
month, a month.
A month, yeah. Sorry, what I meant. Okay. A month. So, and for the kids, they get this for free. So until 18 years, they don't pay for healthcare. So they health insurance. So basically, they inherit from the parents. So and the government give this money. So basically, I receive each 3 months roughly 700 euros per 2 kids. And as soon as they get older, I receive more. So this benefit just increases with the age of the child until, I guess, I'm not sure how much. I hope for a long time, but I guess 18 years old. And yes, so if you make something wrong, you can basically, they stop paying you this money. But even here it's even worse because, for example, if I want to take a plane, so I have been in Brazil 3 years ago. It was my sister-in-law marriage. 4 years ago, it was my sister-in-law marriage, and we had to go in Brazil. It was school days, and then the school gave me a letter because I had to show this letter in the airport to get aboard with the kids in the airplane. And they asked me. So it was not vacation. As soon as I get to the gate, okay, you have kids, they should be in the school while you are here. And then I present the letter, a discharge letter from the school for 4 days. I asked it 4 days. It was just prior to vacation. So it was 4 days before the vacation. And then yes, I could not get aboard the airplane without this letter.
Wow.
Basically, you don't do this. You need to ask the school for this special thing. Yeah. So I have no idea why I did enter in this topic. Someone asked me something about kids, and
No
I
problem, no problem.
I got lost in the topic.
All the subjects are topics.
Yeah,
I want to come back in a point. You talked about English courses, English graduations that government want to stop with this, close this kind of course.
Yes.
I don't.
It's quite a hot topic here in Netherlands. The current government in the power, they are trying to reduce the amount of English graduations.
Why?
Why? Because we are receiving too much internationals here, and we are having a very huge problem with housing. So the real estate market are crazy here. The houses are ridiculously expensive, and having this kind of student, you basically flood everything. So they are even limiting. They are trying to limit the companies that hire international people. So, for example, if currently a company can sponsor your visa to come here, they are trying to put a bill to enforce the company to also provide you a house. Because people come here and has no house. So it's crazy, the market. So, and the consequence is Dutch people or people living here don't find house to buy. So I have a friend of mine in the company, he's looking for a house for more than 1 year to buy. And now she has just found it. So after 1 year looking for it. So if you think about selling a house here, if you say, I'm gonna sell my house now, tomorrow you have the money in your account. So basically people will fight to buy your house. So the real estate market here is crazy. And they are trying a lot of stuff to limit this. One of them is limiting the amount of students, especially in the cities with the universities. Bruce, you asked about how much costs a house here. A regular house like mine, I don't live in a big city, I live in a small city. I personally prefer, especially with kids. A house here for a family of 4, you're gonna pay 500,000 euros. So, and 5 years ago it was 200. So basically in 5 years the price is doubled. And
I can put on also something on that.
yeah,
Because I live at the border for the Netherlands and Belgium and the Netherlands. So a lot of Dutch people move to Belgium because they cannot find houses in the Netherlands.
yeah,
Like Alex says, a house over there costs like 400, 500,000 euros. The same just across the border is like just 250,000 euros, and you have a house that is much bigger for the size with a garden, everything. So the house market is very, very limited
yeah,
in the Netherlands. Also, the point what he is saying about if you want to come from Brazil, for example, to the Netherlands, the company first has to prove that they didn't find anybody of your qualifications in the Netherlands, in Europe, and
yeah,
then they can go from outside Europe for
yeah.
getting you up inside the company.
Yeah, this is the law. And for example, I know many people that work in Eindhoven. So you guys don't know, Eindhoven is a very big city in Netherlands, just close to the Belgian border or in Germany border. So I would say like 80 kilometers, 70 kilometers, roughly that, right?
Something
If I'm
like
not
that,
wrong.
about
Yeah,
50 kilometers of my
yeah,
place,
50
something like
kilometers,
that.
yeah. And I know many of these people lives in Belgium because they didn't find house in Netherlands. So they live in Belgium and drive or work remotely in the city because they don't find a house here. So it's quite complicated. Bruce also asked about codes. About yes, so building a house here is very complicated. It's very difficult to find people to build houses, companies, so they are very busy. So if you want to make a lot of money here, come and work as a constructor. So anything in the
Huh?
house building, you make a lot of money. I hired a company to renew my bathroom, and it was renewed now in April, in March, end of March, and I signed the contract last year in July. So from July, they only had a spot to start renewing now in March. So like 9 months after.
Are you talking about
And
remodeling your house?
sorry, say it again.
You're talking about remodeling your house?
No, it just renew the bathroom. Basically, remove everything from the bathroom and make it again. So put new tiles, new shower, new bathtub, new sink, so everything. So remove everything and put a new one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we call
So
it remodeling in the United States.
oh, remodeling. Oh, okay. Here I heard many times renovation on the renew. Okay,
That's possible
remodeling,
too, but the common
renovation.
word in America is remodeling.
Thanks for the correction.
Yeah, no, it's not a correction. That's why you said the thing right in the beginning. Nobody speaks perfect English.
Exactly.
Nobody speaks perfect Portuguese. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Everybody has a different word that we use
Yeah.
to express the idea. So you did great by saying that, because that's indeed the case. Renovating, remodeling, refurbishing, many words we can use, but the most common, I just wanted to say, in America, is
Remodeling.
remodeling. Yeah.
That's very good. So this is some kind of topic I don't discuss many with people here in English, so it's not a common for me. So yes, a renovation or remodeling. Thanks for that.
Maybe
So a little bit
Marcela
expensive.
or Carlos, Marcela, Carlos, Rogerio, Priscilla, anyone else? Questions, please.
Oh, yes. I am curious about the floods because in Brazil we had floods in Porto Alegre, very serious, not
Yeah.
food, floods.
Flutes. So
Water,
flute.
water.
Water.
I like to talk about food. I'm hungry all the time.
Oh, by the
Okay.
way, I think Priscilla, just a point. Priscilla asked me about what I miss in the Netherlands, and I was mentioning my family and about food. I really miss passion fruit. If you don't know, it's maracuja. So
Uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
really fucking miss it because basically we don't have it. The one we have it's a purple one. It's not yellow. It's like a purple. It's a different one, and I really miss passion fruit.
Mhm.
So and food, my wife makes most of them, so she cooks very well.
Is she Brazilian?
Yeah, she is Brazilian.
Oh,
So basically, well, we came from Italian family, so we are very used to Italian food. So here we have very good stuffs to make Italian food. But a few things like go to a churrascaria, for example. And in the Netherlands, restaurants are ridiculously expensive. So for me, it's cheaper going to Germany to going to a Japanese restaurant than in the Netherlands. For example, in Germany, we pay like 18 euros, 20, a little bit less than 20 euros for all you can eat, like we have in Brazil. And here in Netherlands, you don't pay less than 40, 45 euros per person. So it's more
wow.
than double. So restaurants
How
here
many
is a
reais is
no-go.
that? How many reais
What?
is 40 reais? 40 euros is how many reais?
Oh, 40 euros in reais would be 200 and something reais.
For one
200
person.
for one person, per person. Yeah. So the euro is roughly 5.50 reais. So just multiply by five.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, so it's cheaper for us driving 1 hour to Germany and going there to a restaurant and coming back than going in the Netherlands.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, it's ridiculously expensive. Last year I was in Portugal. By the way, I recommend to any of you if you want to go to a nice place to Portugal. We have been in very nice restaurants. Three adults, two kids. We used to pay like 60 euros for the whole meal.
Wow.
So beverages, food, desserts, dessert or dessert. This is another word I
Desserts.
always get
Desserts.
confused with.
Desserts.
Dessert. Thanks. This one I just don't remember. Yeah, so it's a very nice place in Portugal and it's cheap hotel. It's a very nice place. So
Carlos had a question, Alex. Go ahead,
yeah,
Oh,
Carlos.
yes, we know that the Netherlands, they have the floods prevention, some construction
okay. Let me
along
talk
the
about food.
years for
Yeah,
preventing floods.
yeah.
But
So
I guess there are some floods in Netherlands because
no,
the global warming is
no.
becoming worse. Oh yeah, is it okay there?
Yeah. So when I about to come here, I asked many people because, for example, now currently my house, I am 3 meters below sea level. So yeah.
Oh, you are
So my
crazy,
whole
man.
city, my whole city is below sea level. So yeah, that's very dangerous. So I asked a guy about this, my manager in that age, in the job interview. So well, I'm a little bit afraid of this, and he told me we manage the sea for more than 80 years. So we really know how to do this. So in the world, the Dutch companies are the most experienced one in managing waters.
Send them
And
to Rio Grande do Sul down in southern Brazil, huh? You
yes,
needed some help.
yes. So basically here we have a funding. So okay, a roughly number. In the past 10, 12 years, I think the government spent 1 billion euros on preventing floods. So they spend a lot of money to prevent it.
Yeah, well, if you
So
look at the flood in southern Brazil right now, that's probably more than a billion. More than a
yeah,
billion.
exactly.
All the
Exactly.
reconstruction.
Exactly. So that's the point. So the government spend yearly a lot of money because so for example we have just an idea. So we have the sea, we have rivers, and we have channels. Every single city in Netherlands we have a lot of channels. Oh, that's the reason kids are obligated to go to swimming school. So they must learn how to swim. It's almost an obligation. It's not obligated, but all of them does, and it's basically you need to Yeah, they will. If you don't put your kids in a swimming school, they will ask you why. So it's basically obligated. So we have a lot of channels, a lot of water everywhere. So basically, they have pumps pumping all this water from channels to river and then river to ocean. So we have a very large infrastructure to manage waters. So yeah, I would say it's quite safe here. There is something we call delta works. So it's basically a lot of dams, barragem. So a lot of dams that prevents water from coming, and it's amazing. I have been there, so it's a masterpiece of engineering. So it's a very nice place how they do this. So all this management in the water.
Carlos is an engineer.
Oh, yes, yes,
So
yes.
you would really like to see it. It's a masterpiece.
Well, I guess there are solutions. There are solutions, but it's important to prevent before
Exactly. You
the
need to
problem.
spend money preventing it. And in Brazil, every single year we have floods. So we have in Petrópolis, Rio de Janeiro, we have many
São
places
Paulo.
every single year in São Paulo, every single year on the same places happen over and over again. And that's
Why?
it. So yeah, exactly.
Politicians.
Exactly. So here we prevent it. So I would not say that's not possible, but yeah, it's quite safe. So I'm not afraid of this.
Good.
Marcela, do you have more questions maybe? Rogério?
Yeah, I was wondering, my question is unrelated to anything that has been said before. Is there any poverty in the Netherlands? I mean, is everybody able to make a good living no matter
Yes.
what your profession, no matter your profession?
Or
Because you were,
homeless people on the streets.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask, because you mentioned that people who work in the construction business earn a lot of money, and it's so different from here in Brazil.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if I mean, I'm not sure if there is such a thing in the Netherlands, but there are cleaners here. I think it is a cultural thing. I don't think there are
Okay,
no
so
cleaners there, I guess.
let me talk about this because that's very interesting. So when I came here, people asked about my life, blah blah blah. So once I told them, okay, in Brazil I had two staffs, two empregadas domésticas in my house. So one was a babysitter for my daughter, and the other one cleaning the house. The guys looked like this for me. So do you have an helicopter as well? So that's completely unthinkable here. So
That's so funny.
I think not even the king has two employees working in his home. So this is something really unthinkable here. Yes, and because the labor here, it's very expensive. So if you are gonna work in a McDonald's, you are gonna make fries on a McDonald's. You are gonna earn roughly 1,800, so 1,800 euros, almost 2,000 euros per month for 38, 40 hours a week. So, and with this money, if you are married or have a boyfriend, you both are gonna make 4,000 euros per month, and you are gonna have a very good life with this. So you're gonna rent a good house, you're gonna have a car, you're gonna travel. So no, we don't have poverty here now. So after a few years, when I came here, I didn't see it. Now, if you go to big cities, you can see some homeless people, but most of them are not Dutch people. So they came from poor countries in Europe to Netherlands for begging. So they keep on the street asking for money because people used to give them. They usually don't speak Dutch, or if they are Dutch, usually they prefer to live in the streets. So it's a choice.
That's a psychological situation.
Yeah, it's a psychological situation. So, but for example, I have been in Amsterdam Monday. We have been in the Annie Frank house, which is very good. And walking the whole center, I saw one person in the street asking for money. So in more than 1,000 people that I see coming back and forth in the city center, there there was one or two person I have seen begging for money. So, but it's not common. So
Marcella has a good question here.
yeah. What are some must visit places or hidden gems in the
You just
Netherlands?
talked
Oh,
about one with Anne Frank's house.
yeah, the Annie Frank's house is it's a good one. Usually people ask me, okay, I'm gonna go to Netherlands, I'm gonna go to Amsterdam. I tell, don't go to Amsterdam. It's a horrible place. It's a dirt city. Don't go
Really,
there.
Alex?
No, it's horrible. It's a horrible place in the
It
Netherlands.
stinks
I'm planning to.
everywhere.
It's horrible. So only go
Good
to
to know.
Amsterdam. Only go to Amsterdam if you want to go to a museum. So like the Anne Frank Museum, the Van Gogh Museum, we have the Rijks Museum. So just leave the train, go to that place, go back to the train and leave the city.
Like
So,
specific places.
yes. So but to know the city, people, oh, okay, I know Netherlands. I have been in Amsterdam. So you know nothing about Netherlands. So Amsterdam is not Netherlands. So there is a way better city here. We call Utrecht. Simone probably knows it.
I knew he was gonna say that.
I love it.
say Maastricht and you say Utrecht.
Yeah,
Why?
Utrecht, because
Why?
it's
Linda, Maastricht, correct? Linda's gonna agree with me. Linda, Maastricht or Utrecht? Maastricht.
Maastricht.
Maastricht,
Doesn't matter.
guys, is the place to be. Alex, leave.
If you want to visit a
How
nice
funny.
thing in the Netherlands, if you want to visit a nice thing, go to Maastricht and visit the charcoal caves over there. There's a big cave system under the city where a complete hospitals is built in and those
oh
things.
really? This
And
one I don't know. That's a
Yeah.
good tip for me.
so you can,
I
and you can go to Maastricht and you have some boat trips and you can take a boat trip and that they stop by those caves and you can have a guided tour of there, or you can go around the different rivers around Maastricht and also see just outside Maastricht you have the big fortification of World War One. But that's just over the border in Belgium. Also nice to visit. There are a lot of nice things to visit around Maastricht if you go. Also, Maastricht is a very beautiful city. It's the oldest city of the Netherlands. So they have
Yeah.
a lot of history.
Yeah, so Maastricht, I don't know too much, so I just drove through there, so I didn't stop. So it's a place I must visit. I know more the north of the Netherlands. So Utrecht is one of the city. So yeah, we have plenty of nice places to visit, but the city itself is beautiful. So you can see the Dutch architecture. So I really like it. And yeah, we have another city because I'm gonna receive visitors now this week and next week, people from Brazil. Oh no, this weekend it's gonna come friends of us from Brazil and next from Portugal. And then I'm planning some places to take them. And we have another nice city here, Giethoorn. It's quite difficult to say Giethoorn. So it's basically a city. It's like a Venice from Italy. So basically you have channels, then you can ride boats. I can type in the chat here. You can check the city on the internet. So it's a very beautiful city. To go there, know the city and leave. And yeah, I think that was a nice place to visit. Gouda as well, where they make cheese. So they have a street market with cheese. So the cheese Gouda that we say in Brazil, we pronounce Gouda in Dutch. And we have a city with this name where they make this cheese, which is very nice. So yeah, you are asking about summer, Bruce. Yes, the summer, the summer season I think starts in July, but from here after like May. So 2 weeks ago we start a warm season. So people start spreading through Europe, traveling and enjoying the sun, and it will go until August, mid September. So after September, don't come to Netherlands. September, October, and November, it's a fucking rain all the full day for 3 months. So it's a nightmare.
Oh, you're nice. 3 months. I would say all year.
No, no, okay. We have some rain. So today we had some raining, but it's like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But it's in mid-September, it starts raining and stops in the end of November. So it's basically it's unstoppable rain. And then we had the winter, which most Brazilian doesn't like winter. So yeah, that's it. So this is the good season from start of May to August.
Alex, I have a question.
Go ahead.
The people in the Netherlands have a very special way of traveling. Can you explain that?
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by special way, but they like to travel a lot. And for example, today I have my neighbor. He is 75 years old, and almost my neighbor. They are quite elderly, and they like to travel in they call caravans, which is a trailer.
Yes, that's
So
what I mean.
yes. So basically, many of them have trailers, and if they don't have, they hire a trailer or a camper. A camper is what you know as a motorhome, and they call a camper here, or a trailer. So basically, they start preparing the trailer for 3 days, and they went in vacation for 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, camping in many places in Europe. So we say that in the summer, the Dutch people just spread through the Europe. So it's like this. If you drive in Germany, for example, you're going to see many campers or trailers from Netherlands with the Dutch license plate. So that's very common. So and the summer here is basically the season we don't work too much. So most of the people take vacations here on the summer. So it's a more calm season. People just stop working to enjoy the life. So this is how it works here.
It sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. Any other questions? Rodrigo, Carlos, Priscilla, the Brazilian peoples.
I'll tell my son. My son is a civil engineer. I will suggest him to go to Holland for the construction.
Look for something here. Yeah, that's a very nice thing, and it's very good to live here. So, for example, something nice here, we have vacations. So I think usually we have like 25 days, 27 days per year, but it's a working days. And I can take my vacations like 2 days. So for example, I don't want to work today and tomorrow. So I can take 2 days of vacations. So if I take, for example, 3 weeks, it's 15 days because it only counts the working days.
Wow.
So yeah, and there are jobs here that offer 30 days, 35 days per year. And the vacation starts, I'm tired. So your vacation days starts with your job. So you don't need to wait 1 full year to enjoy your vacation. So if you start, it happened to me to hire a person, and after 1 week, the person went in vacations for 1 more week. So that's quite common here.
Wow.
And yeah, it's, as I said, it's life quality is very good.
Simone.
Yes, guys, sorry, there was something not working here with my Wi-Fi. Linda, we didn't hear your voice. Can you ask a question, or are you in a possibility to talk today?
She did.
She just did when I was not here.
You're offline,
okay, great.
yeah, probably.
Victor left. I see. Okay, I think.
No, the Victor's in a van that drives itself.
He's gonna come soon to give his session. It's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah. So guys, we are at the end of our time together today. Simone's having some difficulty with her connection today. So
I don't know what's wrong. Guys, I think Alex is also tired. I think it's
Alex,
time to just wrap it up.
Sorry?
Are you tired?
It's already 10 o'clock here, so I think it's time for us to go.
That is late.
Yeah. The problem is I was in a friend of mine houses a few hours ago helping him to fix his dishwasher. So I spent like 3 hours disassembling and assembling a dishwasher.
Wow.
But that's fine. That's fine. So
I
I
want to bring I want to bring one point on your healthcare question over there for Brazil and American people.
yeah,
Like I had a big operation like a few years ago, and the company was required to pay me out when I was sick. So I was like 3 months at home,
Wow.
fully paid. I fully paid, and after that, like for 7 months, they had to build up so I get to work. I started like 2 hours a day work and go back home, 8 hours paid, and that was like for 2 months, and then 4 hours, 6 hours, and at the end I was working 8 hours again. So
Yeah.
they are by law required for a period of 2 years try to integrate you back in the company, and it's fully paid by the company. So
This is
before
exactly
they
the
can
same
fire
here.
you.
Exactly the same here. So yeah, the health system, oh, it's a little bit different from Brazil, but in the end you are very supported. So that's I
I'm
like.
sure Bruce has never heard about something like
I
that.
know, guys, that doesn't exist in the United States. Come on. We're not going to pay you for being sick. That's not our problem.
There
I
you
was not
go.
sick. I had an operation.
Really
A
American, really
volunteer
American
operation.
mentality.
I'm serious. It's like, it's really sad. I mean, and then they have the Obamacare, they call it, you know, it's like, it's good, but you have to pay for that. And then if you're sick and you're out of work, you don't get paid for that normally. There's a period of time, maybe up to 90 days, but that's extreme. That's
No,
extreme in the
here's
United States.
2 years. They pay you
Wow.
for 2 years.
That's
And
wonderful.
then the government pays you if yeah, so the company is obligated for 2 years and then the government.
Wow, that's a company or the country that really cares for the people, huh?
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
Pay
that's very true.
40%,
Yeah,
and
there
then-
you go. Alex, 40% taxes. It has to go somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So we pay a lot of taxes, but that's the important part. We see this money back. So my daughters have one of the best education in the world. Universities are almost for free here. Or any university that they want to attend, we are gonna pay like 2,000 euros per year. So
Wow.
it's
Wow.
so the health system is good. So jobs. So yeah,
Well,
we have all.
what is the university in Holland that is equal to like the Harvard and the USP in Brazil?
I think yeah. On the technical side, which is the one I'm more in, it's the Delft. We have this Delft University. So on the technological side, they are very good.
Okay.
Okay, guys, now we really have to wrap it up. Alex, thank you so much for being there for us. It was really
No
a
problem.
very interesting session. Really great. Yeah, as you can see, you can notice for us, it was not finished. So there's still so many questions, so many topics that we can talk about. So please make yourself available for a next round of questions. I will definitely contact you again, and I hope you say yes, and the rest as
Yeah,
well, right,
definitely.
guys?
Count on me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Guys, have
Bye-bye.
a good
Have a nice
afternoon,
evening.
and for the rest, good evening.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.